Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome back to the channel. And today we have a big announcement video going up. And my cat, of course, would start meowing the minute I start recording. So there's a big announcement video. I talked recently about this on Twitter, discussing kind of what happened with the PS4 Minecraft series and that Dalton and I had decided to end it. It kind of happened during that episode, but it was probably a thought we've had for the past few weeks. Just kind of deciding, okay, do we want to continue this or do we want to just start over? And there's two big reasons, well, I guess three big reasons we decided to start over and just end that series. Firstly, it had been months since we've played it because Dalton couldn't get his game to load up for whatever reason. So that was a big problem. So it just kind of made us lose a lot of the desire to play because we couldn't really load into the game and it was becoming a massive issue for us. Two, I was thousands upon thousands of blocks away from my base and would probably have to die to get back and hopefully be able to make an ender chest before leaving. And ultimately that kind of was a big hit because that was where our bastion was at. We had a bastion that far away and it was like, why the fuck is it so far? Like, it's not like we started that and then bastions got added. Bastions were already in the game as far as I knew when the update first came out. So I was like very pissed off that we had bastions, but we didn't have any near us. I'm sure there's probably a closer one, but I just didn't find it. That was the bastion I found when I was flying around on a creative copy, so I just went with it. So had we found a bastion closer, we probably would have had a little bit more desire to continue. And thirdly, Dalton died in lava on his way to the bastion. He was coming to the bastion to come join me so we could go through it together. And then he died in lava. Now, I tried to exit the world so it would go back to before he died. Like, I literally went back to the main menu before he, like, right after he died, and it should have loaded back up to the last autosave, which for me was before he died, but for him it was after. It was really weird. Like, I don't know how I spawned in a spot where it was after he died, or before he died, but he spawned in a spot where it was after he died. So it was very confusing, and ultimately that kind of just led to us deciding that, yeah, if you lost all your shit and I'm, this far away from my base and there's probably no chance of me actually making it back there unless I die, and I'm only doing that if I have an ender chest to put my stuff into, then there's no real point. Especially because I wouldn't have even been able to store all my stuff. I had a basically full inventory, and if you have a full inventory, that's taking away, that's more than what an ender chest will let you hold. And it's not like we had shulkers because we hadn't gone to the end yet. So it was kind of just a big situation of, do we continue this or do we just decide that it's better off not continuing and just moving on to future projects? And ultimately we decided a future project would be the better idea. And it sucks because we had big plans for that world. Like, I was really enjoying what I was doing in that world, so was Dalton. And we had very big plans for what to continue doing and things to do together as, the two of us, village stuff, mob farm stuff. And sadly, that never came to fruition because of just issues with us in the game for a bit. So, yeah, it sucks because it's a game, and we'll say this, we love Minecraft. We're never going to not love Minecraft. It's one of our favorite games. But when the game doesn't let you play it, it kind of gets on your nerves. And so for Dalton, I feel like it kind of added up for both of us because I couldn't do anything on the world without him, really. I didn't really want to go in and do too much work and then have you guys miss a bunch of work that was done. I mean, I was already doing things off camera, and the more I'd have to explain at the end would kind of suck, so... But yeah, so that being said, what are these future projects we decided to move on to? If you guys don't know, Dalton and I have been friends for a long time. We've always kind of talked about wanting to do a channel and stuff like that. And back before this brand rebranded to Spaced Out Gaming, it was called the Game Station 22. It was me and a few friends that ran it, Dalton being one of them. However, I was the only one uploading, which is why I changed to just my solo channel. Now, it's kind of more, this isn't just my channel anymore, this is me and Dalton's channel, and I guess if you really want to put it into perspective, this is me, Dalton, and Jesse's channel, as Jesse does content with me constantly. He does the predictions. He's not in the videos, but his predictions are in the videos. I do take a lot of his input into account when we look at the matches before I put the review on, and it's nice because when I do the predictions, or when I do the review, sorry, I get to talk to Jesse, and if I may have given a match either a higher rating than it probably deserved or a lower rating than it deserved, I talk it out with him and say, do you think that's a fair rating? We talk about it. We look at the strong points of the match, we look at the low points of the match, and we decide if that rating's fair or if I should change it, whether that be lowering or hiring or raising that. Now, Jesse's done gaming content with me, as you guys, if you've watched the A Way Out Let's Play, you know Jesse has done gaming content with me, and I plan on having him do more gaming content with me in the future when we find things that we can in fact play. He's also done the Universe Mode streams with me, which, yes, they are coming back for 2K22. We promise. We made the decision that we are going to make up for the fact that 2K20 was a drizzling pile of shit. And once WWE 2K22 comes out, we're going to do a full-on redraft. We're discussing plans right now, as we're going to keep our champions, our Money in the Bank holders. That has already been decided. We are keeping them unless they got removed from the company, or if they got let go from the company or something like that, then obviously it changes and it goes back to who the number one contender is / who has a rematch clause. We're literally just giving it to that person, basically. Or we're leaving it empty and we're putting people with rematch clauses basically as a number one contender / still having a rematch clause. So we're keeping our Money in the Bank holders, we're keeping our champions, that's all staying. We have lost some people. Some people have been removed from the company because of the speaking out allegations, or just WWE needing to cut costs because of the pandemic, which, I mean, they're having a very good year, so I don't really know why they got let go of so many people, especially a lot of really good people. Like, you guys let go of a lot of superstars, and a lot of them were really good, like Rusev. Like, what the fuck? Zack Ryder, they let go of him. I can kind of get Kurt Hawkins, but Zack Ryder, really? Like, he's so much better than they give him credit for, and he deserves so much better in WWE. That's all I'm going to say. We haven't figured out who we're going to do created-wise yet, because obviously we need to figure out, okay, who's in the game. Because once we figure out who's in the game, it helps us to figure out who we need to draft, or who we need to download from the call creations. One of the bigger misses is going to be Sting, because he just went to AEW. He signed a contract with them, meaning he's not going to be in the WWE game, most likely. My best guess is they're going to work him into the AEW game, but WWE probably not going to have him in the game if he's with a different company. I mean, it's very likely that he's not going to be in the game, but obviously I'll still watch along and wait until they actually start announcing people, because who knows, maybe he has the deal set up where he can appear in the game still. But that's like 5 or 6 people. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, Sting has been one of our heaviest superstars to add to our to the roster length. So I'm really, really hoping that with 2K22 they boost the roster significantly and have a decent sized roster for us to use. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of fucking suck. But what does that mean for? So 2K22 streams are going to be coming back once 2K22 is released, or WWE Universe Mode streams are going to be coming back once 2K22 is released. Obviously, we don't know any news about it yet. We know that the new head of Take-Two, or the people that do the WWE 2K games, for the new head of that studio for WWE games specifically, has taken into a lot of fan account, especially for things like GM mode and other match types, things like that, better creation suite, all that sort of stuff. He has looked into that like crazy, and I'm hoping to God that they really, really pull something amazing out for this game, because it needs it. Like, it needs, after 2K19 wasn't the best game in the world and 2K20 was, 2K20, they really need 2K22 to be something really big. Like, they need this year off they've had to be something massive for them to get back into the simulation style games with, because arcade style wrestling games are just not my thing. Simulation, those are my thing. Arcade, not really. So I'm really hoping that it's something big, especially because the AEW game from the trailer they showed looks kind of like it's an arcade style game, and that kind of pissed me off. I was like, really? You guys have one of the best studios in the world working on this, and you make an arcade style? At least the art style made it look that way. It could be simulation. I'm waiting with bated breath to see what they do. So that's the first announcement, that 2K22 Universe Mode streams will happen when 2K22 releases. On top of that, not only is that going to be a stream series, I'm also planning on doing a massive stream series of the Hitman games. Hitman 3 comes out in January of 2021. I plan on, after kind of figuring schedules out and shit like that, because I go back to school next month as well, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking for me. But I'm going to try to figure the schedule out and figure out a day to stream, basically, for that. I want to do the first game because I'm buying the best version of Hitman 3 I can, which comes with the first 2 games in there as well. So I'm going to, at least as far as I know, the first 2 games are in there as well, or you can put them in there. But I plan on streaming the entirety of it from Hitman 1's first mission to Hitman 3's final mission. Now, obviously, if they're releasing it episodic, which is how they've done it literally every time with these games, I'm going to have to wait until the rest of Hitman 3 releases, which is why I said stream series. Basically, I plan on doing a level every week is what my goal is do 1 mission every week, or 1 set of missions, something, do something for it until basically I kind of want to get everything done in this game. Hitman 3 is a game I'm very much looking forward to. I enjoyed the hell out of Hitman 1 and Hitman 2, and I cannot wait for Hitman 3 and the end of the world of tomorrow. I also cannot wait for the 007 game that they have in the works, because IO Interactive is great at what they do, and yeah. So that is the second stream series I wanted to announce. That gives me a stream series for at least the first 4 or 5, maybe 6 months of the year. So basically leading right into WWE 2K22 starting up, which will go until probably 2K23 comes out, maybe. We don't know how much we're going to stream that or when we're going to stream it yet, but we'll figure it out. Next, on to series that are currently going on the channel, because this is a huge channel update video as best as I can do it. Currently speaking, there are 4 series on the channel, I believe. There is Subnautica on Mondays, there is Ark on Tuesdays and Saturdays, there is We Happy Few on Wednesdays, and there is Days Gone on Fridays. Also, I want to apologize for there not being a Days Gone video yesterday. I got a massive migraine while I was at work, and when I got home, I just wanted to sleep, and that's what I did. I literally went in my room, went right to fucking bed, and that was it, because I was exhausted, my head hurt, I was sore. I just wanted to relax and not have to record anything, not have to hear gunshots in a video game, because it's really loud when you have a migraine. So, yeah, I just went home, and I got home and went to bed. That was literally it. So, now that's a very small list considering some of the stuff I've had in the past with this channel. I've been literally to the point where I think I've had 2 videos a day before for the entire week. So I wanted to announce that we are going to be changing some things. Some things are going to be different very soon. So if you guys have been following the We Happy Few series for the very, very long time that it's been going, there are only 4 more episodes of it to go, give or take. The final DLC, I think it's called We All Fall Down, is going to be the end of it. I'm going to be doing that very soon. I'm probably, just depending on how tired Jesse and I are after finishing wrestling tonight, I'm either going to record it tonight or tomorrow, I hope, as long as I have time. Or Monday, because Monday me and Jesse have a pretty free day. But basically, we're going to record it, get it done, and then once that's over, I think I'm going to take a 2-week break on Wednesdays, not have anything for them, just use it as a recording day for a bit, and then a new series with Jesse doing commentary on the side. City Skylines for PS4 is going to be starting. I know City Skylines is a lot better on PC, and believe me, I think I'm probably going to get it at some point on PC just so I can enjoy it on there and play with mods. But I do want to start it on PS4 because I have it on PS4 already. I don't have to buy another game in that situation. I just get to enjoy the game. I do not have all the DLC because it's a fuck ton of money to buy all the DLC because the company is a bit of a dick about that. At some point, I'll probably buy it all, but for now, I'm just not focusing on it. It's not that big of a deal to me if I don't have all the DLC. I don't really plan on mixing too many styles of stuff. I might buy a few of the DLCs beforehand. If there's any that catch my eye of things I want to put into the city, I'll buy them beforehand so that way it's all set up and ready to go. And I don't have to, try to work it in midway through if I buy it. But City Skylines is going to be a Wednesday series a few weeks after We Happy Few is over with Jesse doing side commentary. I enjoy Jesse doing the side commentary with certain games. He's done it with We Happy Few for the most part. There's been some times when he was in the Philippines and stuff like that, or when he just wasn't here to record with me, that he's been asleep, where he hasn't done the side commentary, but for the most part, he's there to do side commentary along with me while I play We Happy Few. It's very fun. It's very enjoyable for me because I don't have to talk as much. But no, it's very fun to have a second voice on the channel every now and then. So that's really fun. Next, what was the big project I was talking about with me and Dalton that we were planning since we decided to end the Minecraft series? As you guys know, for the last 2 years, I was building a PC. Well, said PC, deemed White Knight, because it's a white and black PC. White Knight just kind of sounded like the right idea. I don't know. It's not the greatest name. If you guys have name suggestions for the PC, let me know down in the comments. You guys know what the fucking case of it looks like, so it's up to you. You can figure out what you want it to be. If you have any name suggestions, then I'll pick the best one. But the PC is done officially. It works. It's running. It runs smoothly. I'm able to run the games I want to play. Not kidding. Every game I've wanted to play so far has ran. The only game I haven't tried is World of Warships because I haven't downloaded it yet. Because I don't really know if I want to play it because I didn't really enjoy it all that. I mean, I enjoyed it on PS4, but I definitely stopped enjoying it somewhere along the way, and I just don't know if I want to play it again or not. But every other game runs. 7 Days to Die, Raft. I haven't tried Golf yet. Happy Room seems to run fine. PC Building Simulator, Minecraft seems to run okay, and everything like that. So it's very enjoyable for me to be able to say that every game I want to play so far has ran. So what is this big project? Because I'm going to mention a lot. So Dalton and I, when we first started playing video games together, and we started playing Minecraft together more specifically, both of us had enjoyed watching modded series, especially Tekkit. Tekkit was one of the biggest series at the time of me and Dalton's friendship. That was one of the big modded things because it just changed the game so fucking much. And we'd always talked about maybe wanting to do something like that. And I'd always wanted to play that, less on a channel and just more for myself. However, about the time when I finally got Minecraft, Tekkit was kind of already gone. It was already done with. You can still go play Tekkit Classic, but it's not updated, and there's a lot of things you can't do. I don't think you can run a server on that. Maybe if you run it off your own PC, you still can. But if you want to run a good server and not have to have your PC on 24/7, I don't think you can get one for Tekkit Classic anymore, which kind of sucks because Tekkit Classic is the original version of Tekkit. It's got everything that, if you go watch the Yogscast series on Tekkit, everything that they have is in Tekkit Classic. Everything they use in their Tekkit series is in Tekkit Classic. And I really like that idea. I always wanted to play Tekkit Classic on the channel. I might, at some point, do a Tekkit Classic playthrough or a Tekkit Reborn, whatever. Because there's a lot of different versions of Tekkit now out there that do try to make the mods back to what they were. And do try to make the mod pack like how it used to be. I think one of the big things for me, though, is the Buildcraft pipes aren't in the mod as far as I know anymore, and I really like those, the iron and the diamond and the wood pipes. I really like the piping system that the game originally had, and then they changed, and then Buildcraft completely changed. It got rid of the quarry and a bunch of other shit, including those pipes, and I really liked that setup of pipes. I thought they were really good. I thought they worked really well. So getting rid of those was kind of sad, just tiny little bit. But Dalton and I were trying to figure out what mod pack we'd want to play. RLCraft looked really good, and it is really fun. It's just very difficult. So we're probably going to wait for that one just because we're a little bit bad at the game. Terra Firma Punk, which I've been watching Etho play, which if you guys aren't subscribed to Etho's Lab, I highly suggest you do. Go subscribe to him because he's fantastic. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him. He's one of my favorite YouTubers in the world. That's really fun. Terra Firma Punk, I did try it out. I arguably was I don't know if I really want to play this right now or not because I was kind of exhausted the day I did it. Techtopia, which is a villager overhaul mod made by Tango Tech. Again, another really, really good YouTuber I highly suggest people go check out, especially if you like the Hermitcraft series. I definitely suggest you go check Tango out. But we talked about a lot, and the one we ended up settling on is Texit 3, which is as far as I can tell, a mashup of the Hexit mod pack and the current Tekkit mod pack. I've played it. I hopped on for a little bit just to kind of get a gist of it. It looks really enjoyable. It looks like Dalton and I are going to have a lot of fun with it. I don't know how well we're going to accumulate to it and acclimate to it to kind of get used to it, but we're definitely gonna play it, and it's gonna be the first mod pack we play on here. Now, we don't know how far we're gonna run it. It's Minecraft. You can technically run the game for as long as you want. There is no real end to the game. You can go about it whichever way you want and play it for as long as possible. I think we'll play it until the point when we feel like we've done everything we want to do, which is really difficult to decide in Minecraft. Like, how do you know when you've done everything you want to do? But basically, we're going to try to get as much of the modded stuff in as we can. Like, try to enjoy the modded stuff as much as possible. And that's kind of our big goal, is enjoy the mod stuff as much as possible and kind of just get the enjoyment out of the game with the mod pack up to the fullest extent that we can. And then once we finish that, we'll probably move on to something new. We haven't fully thought it all through, but Texit 3 is going to be the first mod pack we play on PC. I want to talk about the ARK series real quick that we have going on Tuesdays and Saturdays. That is still going. For those of you wondering why is it on hiatus right now, well, if you watched the last episode, you know Dalton and I lost a lot of our dinos because the game kept crashing on us every time we loaded into the fucking map. We'd load into the map, we'd go to start moving dinos and stuff over, the game would crash, we'd lose all of our shit, we'd lose our dinos, and we got pissed, and we just haven't really wanted to play since. It is kind of the big thing. It's... Look, we brought over like 8 dinos in total between the two of us. I brought 6, he brought 2. Technically, we brought some of those 6 that I brought were just, resource gathering dinos that we needed. But we brought over a lot of dinos. We brought over a lot of supplies because we didn't want to. That's the whole point of doing it with the same characters, is not having to regather all the shit that we need for our materials to make our weapons and tools and shit. And then the game crashed repeatedly. We lost basically all of our good dinos that we need. We lost our rock golem, which we had had for an episode. We lost our wyverns, which is a massive kick in the nuts because the wyverns were literally our best tool for a lot of shit. We lost... I can't remember what else we lost. At least we kept the phoenix. At least the phoenix didn't despawn, but we lost all the food for the phoenix, so I had to spawn sulfur in, and it hit really hard for us to lose that much stuff because of the game being a bitch. So basically, I spent a week and a half or so flying around, and I mean flying around like I did the cheat for flying and flew around and picked stuff up from drops and shit, so I could get us re-geared. And we're still not fully re-geared. We still have a lot to do before we're fully re-geared, and we do plan on starting back up very soon. I'm gonna talk to him. I don't know, maybe sometime in the next few days we'll get a bunch of episodes recorded in, and we can get something prepped up for the next few weeks and have you guys kind of get some enjoyment out of it. There's not a whole lot to do on Crystal Isles tame wise. We have the Tropio, and then the 3 Crystal Wyverns, so that might be all we do, and then maybe the Crystal Wyvern boss fight. By the way, I want to make an addendum. We are doing the boss fights in the game, but we're going to do them differently. So right now, since we're on a non-canon map and it has a non-canon boss fight, and obviously the Crystal Wyvern Queen is kind of a boss fight we can't do on any other map, we're going to go do that fight, get it done and over with once we have dinos ready to go and beefed up and shit and prepared. We're going to go do the boss fight on as many, hopefully on every difficulty. Hopefully we can be on every difficulty. And then once we're done with that, move on. However, the rest of the boss fights, for the canon boss fights at least, we are going to do in order of map. So we are going to do this entire game all the way through till Genesis Part 2. We're going to do all that for taming, get everything tamed. And then we're going to go to the island, which was already our goal, was to end on the island. We're going to go to the island, bring all the dinos there, breed dinos up for a bit, go do the boss fights there, then go on to Scorch, do the boss fights there, then go on to Aberration, do the boss fights there, Extinction, do the boss fights there, Genesis Part 1, do the boss fights there, and Genesis Part 2, do the boss fights there. The best part about this is, since we're playing them before doing the boss fights, we have the ability to gather up the supplies we're going to need for the boss fights on each and every map. And then go do them afterwards, which is probably the best bet we have, is collect things for the boss fights as much as possible while we're playing through it, and then go back and do them when we get the chance. When we're fully done with the series, when everything's been tamed up, we can go back, do the boss fights, get it all done, and finally say we've done the boss fights. Not to mention, Arc 2 got announced. If you guys haven't seen that, I have suggest you go check the trailer for that. It looks pretty interesting. We'll probably end up getting that and playing through it if it's multiplayer. If not, I'll probably play through it in single player. I hope it's multiplayer because I think it could be an interesting game if you decide to do it as multiplayer. But we'll see. Not much is known on it yet, so following more news, we'll talk about it more. Next, I talked a little bit about Jesse and me doing commentary on games together, which is not going to change because the next thing I want to talk about is a new Monday series, which is going to run with Subnautica, which is going to be Raft on PC with Jesse doing commentary / being my co-pilot and helping me out, basically making decisions on what to do with the Raft and how to design it. This is ultimately going to lead eventually, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, this will lead to me buying Jesse a PC and him and I playing Raft together, and potentially me, him, and Dalton playing Raft in 3-player with the 3 of us, building up our own giant Raft together. There's a lot of stuff I want to do with Raft, and I'm very excited to finally play it. I love it so far from what I've played of it, and I haven't even played that much. I've played maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 of it so far. I've played 2 hours of 7 Days to Die, and it doesn't even feel like I've played that long. Actually, it feels like I've played it longer. I don't know how it's... Oh, wait, no, I know how it's only 2 hours. I played a lot of it offline. Because I forgot, it only counts how long you've been playing it if you're online. And for the, first 3 days in game, I was offline because I didn't have the Wi-Fi adapter. So technically, I've only played 2 hours, even though I'm on 120-minute days, and I'm on day 6, just starting day 6. So it's a little bit wonky, but whatever. But yeah, ultimately, I do want to eventually get Jesse a PC so me and him can play Raft together. Because it's a game he really loves the idea of. He loves, it looks interesting to him. And we talked about, at some point, I do want to get him a PC so he can play PC games with me. Because that's the worst part about PC, is it's got a lot of great games that Jesse and I are both really interested in, but we can't play them because we only have the one PC. At least as of right now, we only have the one PC. Hopefully, that will change eventually, and we'll both be able to play together. We'll be able to play some co-op stuff and things on Raft, and it will be very, very enjoyable. And finally, I talked a little bit about 7 Days to Die just now. The final thing that's going to be coming to the channel from PC, for now at least, is going to be a 7 Days to Die series, which will be going up on Fridays with Dalton. Now, 7 Days to Die is a game I love. I loved it when it first came out. I didn't really play it on PC, but then it came to console. I got it on my PS4. Dalton got it on his PS4. We really enjoyed it. I played it with Jesse a lot. I played it with Dalton a lot. Excuse me. And then it just stopped getting updated, and we lost the enjoyment we had from it. And I was able to see how well it was getting updated on PC, so I was like, well, this is less enjoyable for me. So I stopped playing it. I haven't played... I think it's the first time I played 7 Days to Die in, maybe 2 years. I tried to play it earlier this year or late last year, and it just didn't... I was knowing the shit I can get in PC, this just doesn't feel enjoyable to me anymore. The fact that you can get new vehicles, the fact that you can get new weapons, the fact that you can get turrets and shit that will, the fact that there's traps besides the spike traps. There's a lot of things that, when I looked at 7 Days to Die on PS4, and the reason, for those of you who don't know why it got, why it stopped getting updated, basically Telltale had an issue, and then Telltale went bankrupt, so now it's up in limbo whether or not PS4 will ever get updated again, whether console will ever get updated again, because the Fun Pimps can't really develop for console, so it's, who knows, it's up in the air. But it was it really pissed me off, so being able to play on PC and get to enjoy the new things is really fun for me, and to enjoy the new zombies and the new way the game plays and everything, it's great. I love it. The new weapons, the new vehicles. I've gotten the bicycle. It's great. You don't have to wait to get to the mini bike. I've loved it so far, and I can't wait to play more, and I can't wait for you guys to see me and Dalton basically be idiots the entire time, because that's how we are. We're idiots. I may have Jesse do some side commentary on that one as well. I don't know for sure. I do at some point also want to have him join in a 7 Days to Die series in the future, so maybe Minecraft for him as well. For those of you wondering, are Dalton and I going to play unmodded Minecraft on the PC? Yes, but for now, we're not going to do a unmodded Minecraft PC playthrough. We're just going to go on an SMP basically in our free time when we can and just kind of enjoy it and enjoy the time playing on it. Because personally speaking, I don't want to have 2 Minecraft series running at the same time. Mostly because it's a lot of work. Maybe we'll do a stream series of Minecraft, of an SMP or something, and then that will, you know, kind of come up every now and then when we have the time to really play. But for the most part, we don't really want to just have 2 things running for Minecraft at the same time. We're not going to become one of those channels where we literally upload only one game. We're not. I'm not saying there's anything bad with those. I love those types of channels. You know, a lot of the Hermitcraft people only do Minecraft. A lot of the people I watch only do 7 Days to Die. I love that stuff. I'm not saying I don't. A lot of the people I watch only do Ark. I don't hate channels for doing one type of game. I enjoy that very much, actually. I just don't want it to be my channel. My channel, for me, is many different series. And obviously, as series finish up, so once Subnautica's finished, you know, other things might be moved around and changed around. As more consoles come out, as I get more things that I want to play video games for on the channel, I will kind of shift things around and figure out what the best course of action is. For right now, like I said, I can kind of keep the schedule I already have, where I'm uploading 6 days a week, and off on Sundays. That's probably going to change a bit as, 1, school starts back up for me because I have a job. I'm going to be going back to college, and a lot of stuff needs to kind of be decided there. And 2, as I figure out what I want to put on the channel and what I don't want to put on the channel. I think it's definitely going to be nice to get a little bit more variation and have less just PS4 content. I do at some point want to put some like Nintendo Mario type content on, but right now I just haven't looked up how to fully do that yet and record off of my Switch. So once I figure that out, I will definitely be doing stuff from the Switch, most likely. Probably Mario Maker 2, maybe Mario Kart 8. I don't fully know yet what I'm going to be doing for that. I just know that I'm going to be doing stuff from the Switch at some point. Mario Kart 8 will probably be with Dalton, and Mario Maker 2 will probably be side commentary from Jesse with just me playing random Mario Maker 2 levels and stuff like that. I'm not going to do like what DGR does or stuff like that. I'm just going to kind of do my own thing with it and just probably play random levels here and there every now and then. What else? I think that is everything covered. Again, as things change around and as my schedule gets a little bit more chaotic, I'm going to figure things out a little bit more and change things up and maneuver things so they're properly done and all that until I have a spot where I'm comfortable with it. But yeah, that's the goal. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this massive update video. I will see you all in the next one. Stay golden. Peace.